Yeah.
Fine, pull it out, go to the other side, do the other bevel, and then we'll do a hone on it.
I'm standing in your way, I know, but you're gonna have to learn to do this stuff.
Right,
You know, and
multitask.
if you're worried about this hand, you can just touch this or
Oh, okay,
whatever.
yeah.
It just gives you
What
that
do I
little
do
get your
with
hand
that
out of the
extra?
road.
So, Daryl, realistically, what she's already done here would sharpen a knife that just needs a touch-up, is that right?
She's touching this knife up already. I've sharpened it. It just needs a little touch-up. She's got it. So
Okay.
now what we're going to do is just bring it over to the honing wheel. And if you watch Stephanie, we're just going to hone it like this. And you see that edge coming right off there.
Gentle.
Yeah, and we're just taking that burr right off, and you just run it up on the edge like that and back down again. And I'll just hone this both left and right hand just to show you, and then I'm going to let you do it.
So they don't need a honing steel after they use
Nope,
this. They
they
just
don't.
use that
This is
side of the
it.
wheel. Okay, wonderful.
And then I would just pull it down a little bit like that so we don't run into the diamond wheel. We got a bit of an angle there just so
Oh,
we clear
yeah.
the diamond wheel. So you
If
try
have
and
a
hone
shorter
it.
knife, okay.
And you're going to want to keep it in this probably 1.5 inches of that wheel.
Okay.
And that's all you do. Yep, go ahead. You got it.
So just light, no
That's all.
pressure
No, you're
really.
just wanting to take that burr off because
Okay.
that is what will help you create your edge.
And then,
Yeah, same, I would put it in my other hand, like, there you go, and turn it over. No, turn it over. And then just same thing. Yep.
okay.
And just run it on that edge. And when you
Wow.
get to their end, just push it back up again. Just do it maybe 2 or 3 times. And you're honing your wheel.
Okay. That's
Now,
pretty
can we
awesome.
check it, see how
Check it.
sharp it is? We've got stuff laid out here for you, Stephanie.
Oh, no pressure, eh? All right. Okay, feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try that out. Oh, wow. That's like butter. That's excellent. All right. But, okay, so as a pastry
Wow.
chef, sometimes you have to get stuff really, really thin for those
Whoa.
tarts. Look at this. This is really
How's
tight.
the tracking on that, Stephanie?
Wonderful. It's really easy
Well,
to...
Daryl, while Stephanie chops up the whole orange, what's the best way for viewers out there to learn more?
So the best way they can get a hold of us is affinityculinary.com.
Okay.
And that's a good website you go to. It gives you information on the machine. Then also you can reach out to us. There's phone numbers on there. You can call us at the office. But affinityculinary.com is a good website to go to. And then we can talk to you on the phone as well. So however you prefer.
Easy enough. Daryl.
Thank
Stephanie from Panhandle Milling. Thanks so much for being
much.
on.
It was
Stephanie.
great. Thank you.
Thank you for the demo.
Nice job, guys.
All right.
Nice job. Let's see how we look here. Come on. Step right in here, Stephanie. And before we begin, just for editing purposes, can you give us your name, how you spell it backwards?
Stephanie Peterson, P-E... Oh, you want it for beginning? From being S-T-E-P-H-A-N-I-E. Peterson, P-E-T-E-R-S-E-N.
Okay. See, that's important. S-E-N as opposed to O-N. Very good.
Danish or
Panhandle
Swedish, yeah.
Milling, right?
Panhandle Milling, P-A-N-H-A-N-D-L-E-M-I-L-L-I-N-G.
Very good.
All right.
Well, those will be the hardest questions I ask you. Okay. So we're going to start out here. Once I turn to you, just you and I having a conversation. Okay? Start out. Oh,
Sound, yeah.
directional mic. So
Oh, no,
unless they're
okay.
shooting guns over there,
Okay.
we're okay.
That's my question, because
Yep.
I've done other ones where it's like you had the absolute squad on the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, that's helpful.
Yep. We'll start out right here. Okay. Welcome back. Well, if you are looking for the right flour for your restaurant for a signature taste, look no further than Panhandle Milling. I'm here with Stephanie Peterson. And Stephanie, very impressed with your company because you have so many different offerings. And, today we're talking pizza, but you have stuff for tortillas, whatever people want to create out there and create their own signature taste. They're going to be able to get the best from Panhandle Milling. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have several different specialty flours and blends that we do, but we also have actually the only state-of-the-art blending facility in North America that has the ability to assimilate 24% oil into a mix without having to change too much of your formulation. So it's really, we need to start over. I missed that totally.
You want me to start from the
I
top?
think it's 22%, and I don't want to go have my boss go, holy crap, Stephanie, you said 24%.
Stephanie!
I think it's
Okay, we'll start again.
Okay, sorry.
No, not at all.
I'm supposed to be the pro.
You are. Right here. Welcome back. Well, as a chef or a restaurateur or an owner looking for that signature taste and that flour to match it, look no further than Panhandle Milling. Here with Stephanie Peterson. And Stephanie, we've had you on the show before. We were talking kamut. But really, you have so many different offerings, and for whatever it is that they're developing, you have a solution. Tell us a little bit about Panhandle Milling.
All right. Well, Panhandle Milling, our main mill is in Dawn, Texas, which is just outside of Amarillo. But we have a few other facilities around the country. And I think the thing that I have found working with them is that the quality of the flour is absolute pristine restaurant quality. And that's something as a pastry chef, you want that consistency, you want that quality to always be there. And I've never had an issue with anything that's come out of their mills, which is pretty exciting when you're trying to make sure, you have that beautiful, consistent everything happening every day. You want that to be just not a no-brainer with your flour. That's the last thing you want to have to think about, is whether the protein is right in your flour when you're making those finished products. So,
well, and that comes from a person who really knows what she's talking about. I mean, you're really an acclaimed author, 4 books, chef, television personality, and you really want something that's going to work, and you stand behind it, don't you?
I do, absolutely. I've run restaurants, I've run bakeries, and I think the main thing that when I go out and I talk to people about the things that they're looking for in their flours, it's always very specific to their custom location. What do they want to speak to their customers? Some people want something very organic, very old school, ancient grain, and then some just want a modern grain that's just the white flour, but they want that flavor consistency, that profile to be just right for what they're mixing and doing. So they are wonderful for that. I think it's just been amazing to see just all across the board.
And because of that quality, you really white label for a lot of different people out there.
We do. So we private label for a lot of different brands. I can't really name the brands.
Right.
I signed a little thing that said I
Sure.
wouldn't say anything, but I will tell you that they're some of the top ones across the country. And we have a facility in Dawn, Texas that's millions of dollars that went into it. It is the only blending facility in North America that has the ability to assimilate liquid oil into a dry mix. So our formulating and blending, our R&D team is fantastic for that. We really work hard with our food scientists to make sure that the formulations are spot on, so they can actually get a custom blend right for their specific bakery. Oh, I'm doing this specific muffin that's our proprietary family recipe we've used for years. Can you make it into a formula that we can use? Absolutely.
Nice.
And same thing with a pizza blend. I mean, they have, I want this percent to be semolina and this percent to be like the kamut flour, or whatever it might be. We have the ability to blend it with whatever leavenings they're using, and then their staff is just add water, and it helps with their labor, it helps with that consistent quality every time, and it just across the board wonderful for any busy chef that just wants to say, I do not want to have to make this difficult for anybody in my kitchen. So.
And it's going to be consistent forever, which is really nice.
Absolutely. You own that
Now,
blend.
we touched on it briefly, but let's talk more about kamut. What is kamut?
So kamut coarse on wheat, it is the durum semolina of the ancient Egyptians. So basically a very hard wheat. It is high in protein, about 13% to 14%. In order to have the name kamut on any package, it has to be, it's a trademarked name, which means it has to fit all of their qualifications for it to have that name. 99.999% organic, so it's going to be organic, but it's also an ancient grain, so it's a lower protein profile as far as easier for your body to digest and easier to assimilate. And a lot of people who have concerns with the gluten, the modern gluten, are able to use the kamut in its place and not have those same issues. So I've seen that happen quite a bit. I've worked with quite a few people who went, the kamut's fine, I can eat the kamut all day, but regular wheat, I'm just, oh, I'm in pain. And it's just a remarkable grain for that.
Well, you know, for them, it's really worthwhile investigating, see if that
Yes,
might be a great solution.
absolutely.
And, you know, Stephanie Peterson is where the rubber meets the road. I saw you in here with students earlier today. You were making dough balls out of Panhandle Milling flour, and you got right in there and showing them how to roll those dough balls and make them perfect, and they seem to really appreciate that.
Yes, and one thing I love working with students and just seeing the aha moment where they're like, oh, I get it, and I think finding that flour specific to what they're making and having the protein content correct, that when that dough comes together the right way, is usually when that aha moment happens. It's not when they're, oh, I'm trying to make this dough with this really low gluten and it's just not working for my bread, and I'm like, well, let's just bump that up a little bit, tweak it just a little, and it always makes me so excited to be able to solve those problems pretty quickly for people. So.
Well, they were glad you were on hand to help them out. So a number of solutions through Panhandle Milling. You'll probably even come to their home or to their restaurant, show them how to roll a perfect ball. And with that said right now, Stephanie, I know you have the attention of all of our viewers out there. What's the best way for them to learn more about Panhandle Milling? You have a website?
We do, panhandlemilling.com. So very simple.
And from there, I can learn about all the different offerings and a place where I can call and learn more.
Yes, there's a sales at panhandlemilling.com, but there's several tabs right across the top. One of them that is my favorite one, it's my pet favorite, is the formulation lab. That's where they can go in and actually get bakery formulations to use in their establishments that we have tested in our test kitchen that have the weight and the whole thing, so they can. It's very professional and easy to access. So,
that is very exciting. Well, Stephanie, thanks so much for being on again.
Thanks so much for having me, Bill.
Nice job. We're going to do another one. This one's going to be about the Wood-Fired University. You can step right back up in here. Okay. Welcome back. We're here with acclaimed chef and author Stephanie Peterson from Panhandle Milling. And Stephanie, I tell you what, the students today here at the Wood-Fired University using your flour to make pizza dough, and you got in, rolled up your sleeves, and showed everybody how to make these pizza dough balls so they come out nice and perfect. And, you know, good ingredients in means a good product on the other side, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Having that right protein content for what they're doing. We're looking at a 13% protein content for this high gluten, and we're in Denver right now, so that higher protein content is what they're going to need at the higher altitudes. The lower ones, they can get around 11.5 or so and still be okay for the good artisan breads, which would mean like our tortilla flour, our flatbread flours would work great for that. But for up here, they're definitely going to need that 13%.
Well, you know, we had Chef Tommy Garnett in here who actually used your flour to make the dough balls. You know, he couldn't sing high enough praise about it. And then, after we made the dough balls, we actually got to eventually go out and eat some of that pizza off the wood-fired furnaces. And it's amazing, isn't it?
It is. And what I love about the process that he uses that long, slow fermentation that really magnifies the flavor and gives that pizza a remarkable depth that you don't get from just a quick mix the way a lot of pizzerias do. And I love that. And especially seeing it out on that wood oven, and that's crazy delicious.
It was a great meal out there, and I got my taste buds fired up again. And before I run out there to grab a piece, you have a website so we can learn more about Panhandle Milling?
We do. It is panhandlemilling.com.
Easy enough. Stephanie, thanks for being on again.
Thank you so much.
Right. We'll probably do a couple tomorrow if you have time. Okay. In the afternoon sometime. That was good, Stephanie.
All right. Whew. No pressure.
Yeah.